On to our next page. The next page, I've cut my pattern paper to size, and this actually looks very nice. So what we need to do, we need to do our notch in this one here, and I do have the paper ready that we're going to put on. We're going to have a flap that's going to come over, and that is exactly the same as what our page is. Let me give you the measurements for this one. We're going to have it in the width is 6, and then we're going to score at the 1/2 inch, and then it is going to be 8 inches, and we are having it, the flap at the top. Then we will work with this, but let's do our notch, and I can show you. Just want to turn my book. I don't have a lot of space. I'm just gonna go in and I'll just eyeball it to see if I'm in the middle, and I'm just holding it. It looks good, and that's the piece that I've cut off. Put that aside. So if you want to make your mark, and this is what I would like to do, let's make my mark and see. When I put my pattern paper on and pencil, and it's just over there, right? And now I can get this one in. So make sure you've got it in between your pockets, not that one, this one. It's easy to do that one as well together. I know I get so excited when I make albums, and sometimes you don't really think. And I'll line that up, and I got it, and down. So I'm just gonna get my rubber, just clean that up. Then that's you've got that little bit of white showing, right? So we're going to put our book aside so we can work on our page, and the flap, yes, that fits, that's perfect. So what I've done for the flap, this is a fold out, it's a fold out, and that one is a fold out. It's like a concertina. The pattern paper for the flap, you need to cut in the width that is 5 1/4. In the length you're gonna need 8 1/8 of an inch, so that the pattern paper will fit nicely onto the flap. This one, the first one, you need to have your paper, it's 7 1/2. You're going to score at 4 and score at 1/2. The 1/2 is what you are going to glue down, and I just cut off a piece of the scrap that goes on top of the pages, I just cut that off to fill that in. And this is our first fold out onto our pattern paper. This little one, let's do this. We have it at 11.5 inches. You score it 3 inches. Let me just get it perfectly. So it's I've got mine a little bit longer. It is 11 5/8 of an inch, and I score at 3 1/8, 6 1/8, 9 1/8. Then you get exactly the same sizes. Again, your length, it's gonna be 11 5/8. Score at 3 1/8, 6 1/8, 9 1/8, and the width is 3 inches. Then I just glue one section down, and what I did is I've just angled them, that one a little bit onto a side and this one a little bit onto the side. And then I do have a closure. The closure for this, it is, I'm going to turn it around. The closure in the length, it is 8 inches. Then you're going to score 1/2 inch, and you're going to score 3/4 of an inch. And the width is 2 and that's 2 1/8. And then I just put pattern paper on it just to so that it fit this fold out. That is our closure. I do have my magnet there already, and I'm ready to put the other one on. And first we need to get some pattern paper as well. I can put the magnet on now. Let's just see if I do a blob there so that we don't forget. We'll bring it over. Now when you do it, you need to make sure that this is a square. Okay, got it there. When you glue or tape your closure onto your pattern paper, you need to make sure that it is the first score line. The second score line is going to give you that depth. So when you put photos on here, you've got enough space, otherwise it will just squash it down. I'm going to put a little bit of tape over that so it can stay in position. I've put some score tape on already, and I will finish it, and we can put this down, and then we can put it onto our pattern paper. And this is a very easy page. This is done. So let me do that. I'll come back and I can show you. Let me show you. I put it all on. The flap is all on. We will come back and do this the paper for the flap. Did my score tape, and we can place this in the book. Just gonna bring the book over, and we are ready to place it. I hope you're also ready to place yours. I'm gonna fill in with glue, especially on this side here. And I think that's enough. If we are, this is very hard, I'm just gonna take that away because I need to see and line up with this part here. And I think I'm okay. Yes, that looks very good. Happy with that. And that is this page done. On to this side. This side is the one that don't have the notch. Okay, it is just the notches are all just on when you open it, you see it. So we're going to carry on with this side. Let me get the paper ready for you. This is what we're going to work with for this page. It is a pocket, very easy to do. The pattern paper I cut to size, and I love this design here. That's why I decided I was just gonna make a pocket on this page. If you don't have the die cut for this, don't worry, you can just do a straight edge, or you can use something that you've got in your stash and you do like it. This is my favorite one that I do like from these spellbinders. Curve borders too, and there's quite a few of them. This is the one that I like to use the most. All that I've done is I've cut my piece of paper in the length. It is 6.5. In the width it is 5.5. I've put my die down. I know my dies are 6 inches. I put it down so that it is, I've got a little black, that's it. I've put my dies in the middle of my page, and I know that it is 6 inches, and cut it. Do the same with my pattern paper and cut it. Then I will come to my page and I will put it around, and then I will score it, and I will put around and score it that I've got some nice and crisp lines, and then at the bottom as well. Just put it around and score it. This was just a sentiment, and I've made a pocket. The pocket is in the width. It is 2.5. In the length, it's just so that it can fit the sentiment, and that is 3.5. And I just glue it, and it is a nice deep pocket that you can use. All that I've done is I glue a line of glue on the sides, and I placed it on an angle. We're gonna wrap this around. Also, what you need to do is the corners, you need to cut it, because we need to eliminate some bulk. Just like an angle, and on both sides. And when you fold it over, there is less bulk. I'm gonna just place mine Let me just move the book a little bit. I'm just going to place mine and just glue it up. And we just burnish, and then we can do our score tape. And let's do our score tape. Like a picture frame, and in the middle, and we can place it in the book. Right, mine is in the book, and I've burnished it, and all I've done is I've put some stickles on here as well, because it's really too plain. Hope you can see. There it is, and on the tree. Doesn't want to catch it, but I've just put a little bit. Next page. This is cut to size. It is a part of what was on this page, and we did our notch, and this is a belly band. Right, the belly band that I've done is the measurements. It is 6.5, and the width is 4.5. All I did is I've cut the one side out and measure and see how much that space there will be, and I cut that space out, that side out. Then all I did is I've put it over, made my mark, and then turn this and put it over like that and make a mark. This you need to try and have it nice and snug, and that is the belly band. As easy. So let's put that all together and just make sure you're half in the middle. Oh, and then I've just used a sentiment that I've put on, and the sentiment is also with glitter. I just put a little bit of glitter. Oh, cannot, that's it. There's a little bit of shine. And we make sure that we pinched it and hold it, and we're gonna put glue. On the one side, and we can burnish it, and then we do the glue on this side as well. And now we can put our score tape on this one. It's also a very easy page, but it looks beautiful. Score tape around, and we placed it in our book. Let's do that. Both pages are in, and they actually looks very nice. We just have to come back and revisit to put our where the notch are. We need to put pattern paper in there, but we can do that on the end as well. So let's just get on to the next one, and I've got the paper ready for that. This is also another easy pocket page. Cut to size, and this is a side pocket that just slide in like that. The measurements for this side pocket, it is we've got 6.5 by 4.5. Score at the half, score at the half, just on two sizes. Round your point there, and then you've got your side pocket. Now I do have this little bit of pattern here that I want to show. If you don't, you can decide on which side you want your corner pocket, but just remember, if you turn it, that side needs to be here. If you want it this side, you need to score it this side and this side. That's on your left hand side. If you have it on your right hand side, you need to score it at the bottom and on the right. And that is when we're gonna put this in. The pattern paper that I've put on here was just a piece of offcut. I did came short, and I've just filled the sentiment in with that, and that is this page. We can turn it and make sure we are fit. Let's glue, and then we can do our score tape, and we can place it in our book. Just make sure I'm fit nice and tight. Yes, a nice tight fitting. Right, score tape. Right, my page is in, and let's go on to this side. This side, it's the bottom of this page that I've used on this side, and I've done my notch on this. Is gonna be a fold out to our left side. The paper is so beautiful that I don't really want to put other stuff on here. I want to showcase the paper, and when you do a pretty photo on there, it will be even more beautiful. That's why I've decided to make a flap, and on the flap we've got 2 pockets. The measurement for the flap, it will be in the length. It's going to be 8.5, and you score at 1/2 inch. The width of this is 5 inches. All I've done is I tried to fit in 2 pockets side by side that you can put very nice photos in here and on top. This was part of the top section that I did cut off, and that one as well. So for these 2 pages I use 1/12 by 12. The pockets for here, they are in the width, they are 4 inches, and in the length they are 4 inches. And all I did is I just do a notch so you can see it is 2 different pockets. You can make one long one if you want to, and I use my notch corner punch to do that, to do the notch. So we are going to position this, make sure we've got even spaces on the sides, and I think I'm okay. I'm going to pinch it, hold it, and I'm going to put glue. And then we can do score tape, and we can put that in the book. And score tape all around. Pages in, and I did put magnet. Put my magnet on that side and my magnet on this side of the flap. And yes, this is 2 very easy pages that we made, and they are to look beautiful. Let's go on to, oh, we're nearly at the end. The second last 2 pages. I will get the papers for that ready, and then I can show you what we are making. For the next page, we are going to make a pocket. So the pocket is a nice big one, and I can give you the measurements that you can get ready as well. That is 5 inches by 10 inches. So what I did is I've put this around my paper, my pattern paper, and I make sure that I do fit and do pencil line, and then score on the pencil lines, and that will be a nice big pocket. I decided to use the die set again, but it's just 6 inches. That's where it stops, and I would like it to go a little bit further. It is easy to do that, but I'm not going to do the pattern further. I'm going to leave the pattern as that, and I'm just going to cut the top part, that, and this is the die that I'm going to use. The only thing is, where the blade is there to cut your paper, that is what you need to butt up there. I'm just going to tape that. So I can see where this point is here. Let me cut this off. And I'm sure that will be easier to see where the blade's gonna be. Let's see if I do that. That's right. Now I can see where the blade are. That's where the blade is, and if I turn it around, let me just push it a little bit further. If I turn it around, I can see the blade there. Come on. Right. I'll have to hold it because I've got it in position. Another piece. Right, and then I'm gonna take it to my die cut machine and I'm gonna die cut it, and I'm gonna hope for the best. Right, I've cut it on both sides and it is going to look like this. Let me show you. Put that in. This is what it's gonna be, a nice big pocket. Now we need to get the pattern paper, and we're gonna put pattern paper on this side and see if we can do a good job of it, because we've got this extra on the side. I'm gonna try and do mine and I can show you. This is what I did. So the pocket and the pattern paper. The pattern paper, that is where the die ends, and I just let it carry on there and carry it on to that side. And when you lined it up, I just gonna have to trim that a little bit. But this is how we're gonna glue it, and I just got a pencil mark there. And we're gonna glue our pattern paper on, and then I just need to trim a little bit at the bottom here so that you can see. So let's do that. So my pattern paper is on, and I just trim it to size, and then let's see how this is going to fit on our page. Let's try and do a nice fit. Let's just do this first. Let's glue it. A little bit more here. And see that we fit nicely. Let's see. Yes, we can press that down and press that down. Let's burnish. Okay, I'm gonna dig in and see what I can come up and what I can put on here. Right, let me show you. I did find some little sentiments and I just arranged it in this corner, and this page is done. I've got a bit of stickles just to have some sparkle there. So this page is ready. We can put it in the book. I'm just gonna wait for that to dry and then I can do mine in the book. I did let it go a little bit over there on an angle, and that one on an angle, so it is, you know, it looks good. I'm happy with this page. On to the next one.